they back. We gonna talk about abuse. It's a very touchy subject. We all, know, and there's many different forms of abuse in relationships. It doesn't have to be anything like romantic. Sometimes, it could be abuse from a parent. It could be abuse from a friend. Abuse comes in many different, situations. But
mental abuse, physical,
emotional, financial. It comes
all kinds of abuse. Yeah.
So you want to start, Pam?
Okay. Well, abuse is something that triggers things in people. I mean, no one abuse is worse than the other. Abuse is just abuse, and it affects people differently. We can go through the same thing, be raised in the same house, and get the same abuse, but the way we react, the way we go about our lives, completely different. Because everybody don't accept everything the same way.
This is true. This is very true. You right?
Well, to me, abuse is like, I'm going to talk about people abusing people because we have a lot of that's going on out here. Like, mentally, trying to mess up people's minds, make them think that they below them, that they don't know nothing. It's just all different types of abuse out here that a person's going to have to physically hurt you, that they mess with your mind. And
sometimes that's worse than the physical.
It is.
Actually, it is worse than the physical.
Yeah, because you have the scars for the physical, but the mental, you got scars, but people don't see that.
Mm-hmm. For the rest of your life.
You could get hurt physically and be scarred for the rest of your life, but a mental abuse hits different.
Yes.
You have a black eye and it might heal, and you might still have the trauma from the black eye, but when somebody talks down to you, treats you down, like bring your self-esteem down, that's mental abuse.
And that's something that a lot of people carry, like you said, and it never goes away. That's why it's so important for you to seek help, seek therapy, seek counseling. These are things sometimes that are beyond your control, and there's nothing wrong with reaching out. I feel like a lot of times in our community, in particular, in our race, a lot of times people they are fearful of speaking up to a therapist or a counselor because
I think sometimes it's not scared. I think sometimes people are embarrassed.
Yeah.
To speak to a therapist. I talk to a therapist.
But why?
Because it's a stigma. It's a stigmatism behind it.
Yeah.
Black people, no, we too strong for that. We don't need nobody.
Yeah. No.
And sometimes it's not even. You don't need to see a professional. Sometimes you just need to speak to somebody, not one of your friends because they already biased. You need to speak, not go speak to any old person, but sometimes you need to speak to someone who's neutral, which is a therapist.
Impartial. That's what I love about it. I ain't ashamed to admit that I have a therapist. I've had a therapist, for quite some time, years now, and it's always good to have that conversation with that individual.
Speak to somebody.
The thing is that this is the thing. It's always good to have the third person because the third person don't know neither one of y'all. They just listen to both of your sides of your story, and then they make a decision from that.
And then
from the expressions and different stuff and how you act when you're in front of them and different stuff like that, they can tell what's going on with you.
Well, that's when you're dealing with a relationship. I'm just talking about individual counseling myself right now.
That works too.
I ain't got no problems with talking with someone, and I like the fact that they listen and they give me their advice or their opinion on the situation. And it's for me to, either I'm going to accept it and gravitate to what they're trying to tell me as far as me helping myself deal with my circumstance, or just to ignore it, but I'm not helping myself like that. So, like I said, once again, we just want to stress, it's very important if you are going through something, particularly mental, that it ain't nothing wrong with reaching out and getting a therapist,
Absolutely.
It's a good thing, but, as far as that physical abuse stuff, I definitely ain't with that. Like I said, people lose themselves sometimes. People get out of control, but you should never allow yourself to get to the point where you're going to physically harm someone. That's a problem.
And that's not love. That's not love. Somebody say, punch you in your face, tell me I love you. They don't love you. Love
We're not laughing about abuse though.
But this
what bug me out. You punch them in their face.
I got a black eye
You
now.
laying with them, and then next morning you got to look at their face all blacked up and stuff like that. Who call that love?
That's not love.
My mama, you said you can't let nobody. If you put your hands on somebody should put their hands right back on your ass. And when they do, you should learn because nobody need to put their hands on anyone.
But this is the thing. What I say.
That's not control.
This is what I say. In a gay marriage, what I say. If you're any marriage with a man and a woman, any marriage, if you have to put your hands on your spouse, that's not the
You
one
need to
for
get
you.
out.
Absolutely.
It's a done deal.
It's not
It's
the
a
one
wrap.
for you.
Right.
No, it's a wrap.
Because if after the first time, that it'll never happen again. That tells you right there, it's gonna happen again.
Period. You know, you lying to
Repeat.
yourself.
It's crazy.
You lying to yourself.
And it's hard, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time and someone has been beating on you, they're beating on you.
They get used to it.
Right,
It's
it
the
becomes
norm.
the norm for that person, the one being abused and the one abusing. It's the norm. But you have to stop because that's not normal.
And the sad part is for the one that's getting abused, for you to think that that's acceptable behavior for them to whoop your ass, you think that's they showing you they love you?
That's not
That's
love.
not love at all.
But not just that, the abuser shouldn't even be an abuser. Because my thing is, like, you know, what if somebody was doing it to you? You're
But
doing it
sometimes-
because you
I know,
overpower that person.
But sometimes people come into a relationship with trauma from their past.
Yes.
Trauma from when they were growing
But that's why
up.
they should heal before they get into
that's
another
right, but
relationship.
people don't do that.
A lot of people don't. And I'll
They
be
don't.
honest, like I said, a lot of times you don't even realize sometimes you're in a relationship and you are being mentally abused. You don't realize that they're playing, you know, on your
Mind
time.
games.
They taking advantage of you. They got certain little things they doing that you ain't even peeping because you thinking they loving you, but realistically they have ulterior motives.
You know what people do? Some people will try to get you away from everybody.
Isolate.
Control.
Yeah, they isolate you.
Control. I'm gonna move.
Isolate.
We're gonna move far away because I can control you. You ain't got nobody to go to. They
Right.
isolate you from all your friends and family. I don't want you around nobody who's gonna help. Especially if you have family members that say, "Listen, leave her, leave him, or whatever." They trying to help you.
And it's a lot of manipulative people out here in relationships. They know how to manipulate you. And like I said, sometimes you be so in love, you don't even know you getting manipulated. You know, they just set you up to the point where you thinking these person, and they got ulterior motives and they working your ass. So you have to be very mindful of that as well in
Absolutely.
relationship. That's another form of abuse, manipulation. I feel that's going on a lot. Like I said, I myself, I could be honest, like I said, I've experienced it now and I understand. But you have to learn from these things, like I said, and that's where I guess discernment comes in. You know, it's up to you to figure it out for yourself and move away from that type of situation. But like I said, these are forms of abuse and no one should have to deal with it. But a lot of times we do, and we have to learn from these things. And like I said, if you don't learn, you're going to continue a
that
cycle.
cycle.
You don't want
Absolutely.
that. You have to break that cycle. You have to learn what you need to learn. You have to do that inner work sometimes. You have to get that counseling. You have to be honest with yourself. You know, and hopefully you can get the help that you
But
need.
you know when you didn't learn, when you keep on doing it.
Exactly. Nobody wants to continue
Nobody
a
should
cycle
be.
that continues on and on and on. We have to learn from these things so we can move forward and get to the next level,
And
hopefully in our lives.
sometimes people want to kill themselves because of what other people do to them, how they talk down to them, make them feel, you know, low self-esteem. Nobody's gonna want me. Somebody will want you. There's somebody for everybody. So if they
If they don't want you, somebody else wants you.
Trust
You
and
might-
believe
yeah, it
somebody
might-
gonna want you.
Might not be handsome. Might not be.
It
You know,
ain't sometimes
it
it
ain't
ain't
about
about
that.
their
No,
I'm
looks.
just saying,
It's
I'm
It's
just
not
saying
about-
though.
it's about
Because
the
people
person
look
you
at
got
people.
over here.
No, it ain't about that. But people look at people.
They
They look at
judging
their
people.
physical too.
They judging. That's
You understand what I'm
but you should be
saying?
looking
And
for
that's
Because
what
they be
I'm saying.
figuring, yo, listen, this dude ugly. He ain't gonna treat me right. But
They don't
that
know.
dude that ugly might treat
That
him
one
the
teeth is
best.
better than that guy that look good.
Come
because
on,
the guy who look good, he got too much confidence. He
Right.
just know that he can get
He can have you
anyone.
and whoever else.
And
But
when
the
they
guy
got-
that's sitting up
when
there
it's
ain't
more
looking
than
too
one,
good, he
he
wants to
ain't no
treat you
good,
like a
really.
queen.
Well, that comes with the fact of now, you know, we have to recognize the society we live in today. When you have all these different social media, some people don't got caught up in the hype. They see things on here
And
they
it ain't
think
real.
and
That's-
it's not, but they
if you-
believe.
If I can't see you physically, we can't talk.
I know
I
that's
don't want
right.
no catfishing. No, see, hey, is
It's
that
a
you,
lot.
man?
You
Yes,
ain't
it
never
is.
lied. You ain't
Like that
never
catfish
lied.
is. I don't even. I look at it.
It's
I
real.
love
They
that show.
gaming
I love that
people.
show.
I used to love
I love
catfish
that show
too.
because I
What's
can't
going on?
understand how you can be in a
A
relationship with somebody that you never
online.
met.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wait,
every time you call,
I'm in
the
a
phone don't
relationship.
work,
I ain't in
the
no
camera don't work.
relationship.
Sitting
Yo,
somewhere.
you might just have a conversation.
friends.
But if
That's
you
a friend.
Peep
Yeah,
the game because a lot of
please.
that is going on out here. I myself, like I said, I'm solo dolo, so I be out there and I be talking to a couple chicks. You know, I met one. She telling me she in the military. I was talking to her for about good 2 months. This chick come to find out she started begging me for money. You already know I had to cut her off with the quickness because I don't learn. We don't play them
I
games.
told you from the
You
beginning.
know, like I said, you know, she showed me the picture. She was all cute. We hollering and whatever. We
That
talking.
was an old picture, wasn't it?
It was an older picture. She was in the military, you know what I'm saying? And she was a youngin' though, because
No,
I think she was,
yeah,
what?
I told you she's too young for her.
She was
But leave them
she was
alone.
about
Yo, cradle
44.
up.
44, right?
You too old.
She ain't
Get
no
out of here.
44.
She was 44, yeah.
No.
She was recognize game.
No, you know what it was? She said she wanted a sugar mama. What? Sugar mama right here. Put your hand up. Put your hand up.
No, never that. Like I said, I use myself as an excuse just to let y'all know what it is. It's a lot going on. Some of them be sending you pictures, you know what I'm saying? Naked pictures, and you know they probably ain't them, but they just trying to get what they can.
Naked pictures?
Naked pictures. You know what I'm saying?
I love
and the
you.
problem
Yo.
is, when I grew
You don't
up,
even know me. You
the
send me
way
naked
I grew
pictures.
up, my mama always said that, like, you know, you supposed to leave something to their imagination. If you already
Oh, yeah.
showed
You showed
I
everything?
don't want it,
If
ma.
you showed
'Cause you
everything?
gonna show everybody else. I already
Everybody
know
done
that.
seen it. Now,
You know?
now we listen. We sharing what we seen. What did you think about that picture? Nah, I don't think it was real.
I'm just trying to show you the games that's going on out here as far as social media. It's a lot. It's crazy right now. And the sad part is, a lot of times in our, our community, women, you know, you meet somebody, we is quick to put them in the crib, and you know, next thing you know, y'all together, and you don't even know this individual, right?
bills.
You know, and we gotta stop that. You know, why is it like you said? It's like we need to have commercials for you all. You know, because they know we come in and out. A lot of times it's quick. You know, people's in and out because they just trying to get what they need to get to keep it moving.
That's what
I hear the stories. The sisters, they up here mad crying because they don't got them a little young one. You know, they don't took them for their money. They don't pay their bill. They don't got them little clothes. And they out. Got them a car.
We have to come to the table. Not just me. You have to have something at this table.
Yes,
That's right.
Even if you don't have as much as me, but you gotta have something.
Something, not just
Gotta
your
have
ass.
something.
The thing is,
Anybody care about your ass?
I'm
That's
living in
what
my.
they think.
But check
Because
this
you
out.
getting up some
The
ass.
thing is,
You can get
you
ass
tell
You
some-
anywhere.
really can. You can pay
But
for
check
this
this
shit.
out. But you have something that's talking about I'm living in my mama basement.
And that's your business.
Come on now.
I don't care. Listen.
That not bringing that to the table.
No, but if right now a situation happened and you gotta live in your mama's
And you
basement
working.
and you working and you trying to get your shit together, I'm not knocking nobody.
Oh, yeah, you're
everybody
right about
live.
that,
A
but
situation,
then, that's
everybody's
still at the
situation
table.
is different.
Yeah,
Listen,
but don't come with nothing.
Listen, right,
You
you
just
can't-
got off
you
the
can't-
fucking
you ain't-
bus.
and you ain't got
Bud,
$50. You only had a bus ticket and they dropped you off here. Nah, we not doing that.
You got to
I
live
need
and
to
learn,
see
people.
something.
Lord, we got to live and learn.
Oh,
For
Right,
real.
everybody should be bringing something to the
table.
relationship.
Especially
Period.
if you grown. We
Grown
are
ass
grown-ups. You're not children. You're not teenagers. There is no excuse for you not to bring anything but ass
That's
to the
about
table.
it. You can ask anyway.
You need to be bringing something, a job, you know, your own vehicle, your
a
own
career,
home, a career, something.
a car, a house, a
Have
job.
a bank account,
Yeah.
something. You know, you shouldn't have to be getting established and you pass your fucking
Whatever
40s.
you're looking for in somebody, you should have that too.
And yourself.
You want somebody
Right.
got a job with somebody, you should have a job with somebody. Y'all could grow together. Y'all could build together.
And that's another thing.
The thing is, remember this, like, relationships is not going to be 50-50.
They're not gonna be
It's just not going to be
Somebody
50.
be lying. saying
Sometimes
that
you might have to
it's
put
not.
70,
Yeah.
and that person
But it
put
should never
30,
be fucking
and that person
95.
put
No, but
70, and you put 30.
But you gotta understand,
You have to work
sometimes
together.
shit happens sometimes. So we've been together for years now. And then now all of a sudden you done lost your job.
Right.
And you can't bring to the table what you was bringing to the table. But we've been together so long that I got you, babe.
That's how
I
it's
got
supposed to
you.
go.
That's how
So
shit go.
people in their
right.
minds, you know,
I
they
got
got
you.
some
I
sense.
gotta help you build
Not
back
all
up.
of
But this is
Some
the
people-
thing. If you get a person that an abuser and they in a relationship that's something similar like that, they sit up there, they play games with these people because that they lost their job, and it might have been that they was laid off.
Could have been out of
They
their
play
control.
games with them.
Out of control. Out of
You
their
know?
particular control. Absolutely.
And then
Yeah,
sometimes
a lot of
because they
games
don't
they
have
play.
nothing coming in,
Now,
they
now,
physically
you,
start
now you
abusing
less
them.
than. Now you less than. I'm going to beat your ass because you ain't got no money.
And that's another
Come on,
thing.
it's
Be
crazy.
very careful of people in your relationship. And it don't matter how many years you've been together. Sometimes people become very jealous of you. And you don't even realize that. You know, it could be vice versa. You might be the one jealous of that individual. If there's jealousy involved in any type of your
Gotta be a
relationship,
problem.
there's a problem. There's an
That's
issue.
not a relationship.
No one should be jealous of someone that you claim you love. That's something.
It's not a
also-
relationship.
This should never be jealousy. This should never be envy.
First
This
of all,
should
nobody, if you have something and that person has something, whatever you have is
It's
for
ours.
you.
be together.
That's for
Supposed to
you.
be together.
Ours.
Whatever you have
Correct.
for you with this
It's not
person.
mine. It's not yours.
Right.
It's ours.
It's ours. We a
Right.
team.
No, that's not. Like I said, a lot of times there are individuals out here. They have ulterior motives. Like I said,
But the
Because
thing
they didn't
is,
start
this
like
is
that
my
from the
thing.
beginning.
no, it
This-
didn't.
this is
Because
my-
people wear masks. People
But
keep,
this
keep
is my
that-
thing. For one thing, if I'm with somebody and we together, I see you not pulling. Guess what? I'm gonna try to help you pull. But if you still not pulling, man,
look,
you can't be together.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I'm gonna take my own self. Like I said, I felt like as the more dominant female in a relationship, that it was my role to put in.
But
more.
a lot of aggressors feel like that.
And
But we shouldn't.
Can I finish?
We're all women's.
Right, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying I had to learn, because I was willing to take up that slack. For an individual that come to find out, they didn't give a damn. They wasn't gonna never do what I was doing for them. But it took for me to see that.
Wait, no, because you can't expect somebody to do for you what you do for them.
It wasn't that. People. You wasn't doing shit in the end. Come to find out, you was. I'm gonna leave it at that.
It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me.
I'm not saying it.
It wasn't me. You said I was. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It's just different forms of abuse. That's what I'm saying. And it takes for us to learn, And it's just sad that sometimes we don't do the inner work. For myself, I had to recognize, and they helped me with this. I didn't heal from my first relationship. I just move right on to the next.
Because some people feel like that's all they're supposed to do is be with somebody. You gotta take time after that breakup.
But not just that. Some people move fast like to the next because they don't want to feel the hurt.
I didn't, and that's what it was.
And if you don't feel it, you never deal with it until it's too late. And now you take everything that you left from there and you bring it to the next one. So now you expecting from this one what you didn't get from that one.
Right.
And they two different people. It's always a different person.
But
no matter what, we are two different people. We may have been raised differently, raised different places, different morals and everything. But the thing is, you got to try to make them work to be together.
Right. I'm just glad that I learned. Because at first, like I said, they told me this, I ignored it. But as the months went on, I started to really, look deeper and recognize they was right. Like I said, and that's big for me because this time I'm healing. And I'm happy because I understand where I went wrong. And I'm hopeful if I ever do, decide to, get involved again, I'll be ready. I won't be bleeding on nobody and, talking about my past. My past is my past. And that's where it needs to stay. And you have to learn these things. It's a part of healing. It's a part of dealing with things that we go through in our lives. And like I said, it is a part of the cycle, and you have to adjust. Your body has to adjust because you were so used to living that way.
With that person.
And doing these things,
try to do them same things.
You have to change. You have to do the inner work. That's what they call it, that shadow work. So that's what I'm saying. We having this conversation about abuse in different forms. I'm just really, I hope you guys, pay attention to what we're trying to say, and I'm sharing my own personal, because I want y'all to understand it happens to everyone. We all different, but these are things that happen in life, and these are things that we experience, and if you don't learn from it, then yes, you will continue a cycle that
same cycle.
You don't need. Nobody want to keep repeating the same things in life.
Because if you do, you didn't learn.
Of
If you
course.
keep repeating, you didn't learn.
You didn't learn, and it's time to learn, people. It's very important, like I said, and I'm glad that we're sitting here having this conversation today, and I hope it helps someone, as far as it's helping us all, deal with it. But
but also remember, all relationships start off sweet and kind.
That's the first person you meet.
Because
different people.
You're getting to know each other and different stuff. Remember, everybody have faults in all relationships. It's not just one person. Mm-hmm. Nobody's perfect. But it's how y'all work together as a team. Mm-hmm. You put yourselves out there, you work hard to what you're looking for. If you're looking for a lifetime, you work for your lifetime.
That's right.
Y'all gonna make mistakes. Y'all gonna sit up there and not have understanding of what's going on between y'all. But what you have to do, you have to fight and you have to talk. You have to communicate to each other. That's one thing. Always keep communication open. And I would say this, 3 seconds, stop talking. Stop talking. And think about how that other person will feel in your shoes. And the person that you with, do the same thing. Feel yourself out in them people's shoes. 3 seconds, that's all it takes.
It's very important, like I said, for us to understand the different forms of abuse and what's going on, within our community. And hopefully, we can help someone to just even hear something that might be, critical, something that they're dealing with, something that they didn't realize. But we all, like I said, go through these things. And as far as what Yvette just said, she's right. Sometimes we have to take that time to just shut it down, and both of us give each other a little space, and then maybe we can come back to it later with a little more clearer level head. Sometimes, if you can do that, if it's allowed, it depends, like I said, on the situation and circumstance. Everybody has different, things going on in their minds and their head. A lot of times, sometimes people will already be on left the relationship, even though they're still in it.
Right.
And you're dealing with things, and you're feeling off, and you're saying to yourself, like, she went, or he went. But the reality is they are, and you just didn't want to see it for what it really was. And that individual, because they had ulterior motives, they chose to stay and get whatever they could get out of you, obviously, until they were ready to kick your ass to the curb. Whatever, and make the move. But if you're smart enough and you're wise enough, then you're going to figure it out for yourself. And hopefully you'll be able to make a move to, make the situation better for both of y'all and let it go. Because nobody has time to waste. Time is very short. You ain't promised tomorrow. So, like I said, these are things.
The thing is, it should always be honesty, too.
It should, but realistically, it's not always that way.
I understand that, but, I'm like this. Me as an individual, I'm going to come to you and ask you, yo, do you still love me? If they say no, okay, then we know what we have to do.
Yeah, but then people sit there and tell you, oh, I love you, I ain't never gonna order that.
Yeah, but
they do all that, but
the thing is, if the action,
but they ready to make a move, they gonna move.
But the thing is, if the actions are not showing, then I'm slowing down from what I'm doing because I'm about to do my part and what I need to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Some people play their roles very well. Some people wear great masks, like I said, and they will drop them eventually because nothing lasts forever. But the reality is sometimes people, they have things that they're holding in, and they don't want to share it. Everybody's different. Everybody's not emotionally capable of sometimes sharing.
Because that's how some people were raised. Some people don't know how to show emotion.
Some people
love. Everybody don't love the same.
Yes.
You may be one of the people that always say, I love you, I hug you, and they love you, but they just don't know how to verbalize it. Some people don't know how to love a person like
because
that.
Even for myself, people might look at me and say, oh, she look like she mean. I'm an emotional person. I drop it down. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
I do too.
And
Movies, I'm done.
And that's it. A lot of times people look at that and they take advantage of that because they assume, oh, look at this. Why would you think that makes someone weak? Because they're emotional? Because they can feel? Like, come on, let's be real. It's a human experience. It's what some people are stronger than others. Some people are weaker than others.
Just because you cry doesn't make you weak. You just showing an emotion that a lot of people are afraid to cry. You have men that are afraid to cry. People feel like if I cry, it's a weakness. That's not a sign of weakness. That's a sign of just who you are.
I've been this way my whole life, and you know that. I've been very sensitive my whole life, and I'm not going to change. Ain't no way, but it is what it is. I'm just saying, be mindful, because sometimes people take advantage of that. They assume because you're like that, oh, she's a sucker. Oh, I can play her to the hill. And people don't know. You're going to learn, baby. You're going to learn, because you sitting up there playing, what they say, checkers. Oh, baby, I'm gonna play chess, and there's just people like that, because once you peep the game, oh, I'm gonna make the move. I'm gonna help you out, because like I said, you have to show people better than you can tell them sometimes. I'm just, that's just my personal opinion in reference to what I do. But anyway,
I don't know.
Everybody have different abuses.
Yeah.
Everybody feel different ways. Everybody just do what they feel is right for them.
Exactly. That's
plain and
what
simple.
Yeah. I can't do what's right for you. For
some
me,
people might think they didn't abuse somebody, and the person feel they was abused.
Yeah,
and some people, they wait for apologies, and you wait for apology.
It may never get it.
Nobody's gonna get that apology.
Because some people don't know how to apologize. I could be doing something to you and don't even realize that I'm harming you because you never said nothing. You never said nothing. If that's how I was raised, you got people that are raised in these households where they just see abuse every day, some kind of physical, mental, or whatever abuse. It becomes the norm for them. So when they out here in the world, that abuse is the norm for them.
Right.
So when I'm treating you like this, that's just how I was raised. So it's normal.
Just like when we watch these videos and stuff, people pull out their phone. It's a norm to just stand there and watch 6 or 7 guys beat somebody. And they just stand there. It became such a norm.
And it is norm, because let's just be honest.
It's about
everybody knows what keep hype when it comes to these programs.
It's about the
You're
lights.
right. Because what? The sisters and brothers, they fighting on these shows, and they got the biggest ratings.
Yeah.
Everybody want to see a fight. Everybody want to see drama.
That's what it is.
Drama sells.
They do.
But to be level-headed.
That and sex.
Yeah.
But the thing is, our people don't realize they love when you're killing each other.
They do. They love when you
beat
each other. They sit there, they feel when you beat each other down. Yeah.
They love when y'all kill each other.
I'm
gonna tell y'all why they love when they kill your mother. Because they don't have to kill you.
Yeah.
So the more you kill,
Unless they got
when the
angry,
war do come,
unless they
or
got
keep this going.
keep them
they
on
gonna be
stuff.
ready.
Just like with the drugs, they bring the drugs in and let them just give it to. They don't gotta
Well,
do
you know
nothing.
that happened with the crack.
They gotta do nothing.
Right, they don't have to do nothing.
And that was it.
They gotta do nothing.
That fentanyl
Couple
just
of
flood
brothers-
the neighborhoods.
Yeah,
Come on.
right now, you know.
That's
Y'all do know what's up. Y'all doing it for them. Y'all
Yeah.
doing it for them. And y'all
Yeah.
wonder why they trying to take our rights. Y'all wonder why they trying to put us back on the land, the plantations and all that.
Well,
I'm sick of that
It
stuff.
would never happen.
I'm sick of
It would
that.
never happen.
I'm gonna go out like
Because
that.
this little dog
I
will
just
go
need
out
to
fight.
know who,
Plain and simple.
who gave
But a
these
lot of
people
y'all
land?
new dogs out there.
Hold on.
Who gave these people land? That's my question.
Cause we was
Listen,
here first.
No. It's not even that. God created this world.
Yes.
He created everything, the land, the skies,
Water.
everything.
Why we paying for?
That's
all
his land. How your family get that damn land?
I
God ain't say, here, this is for you. I need to know. Anybody
They just
know how
went-
they got
That's
the
a
land?
whole
They just
nother,
went and put their
a
name
whole
on it.
nother subject.
Let me know
guys.
how they got our land. Because
That's
I ain't
true.
get my share of land.
That's true. Could we say this one? Because I think this one gonna be a good one. We can just go off the fact that everything they done to our people. That's gonna be a whole nother subject.
Hey.
But we're gonna end the abusive one right now, because we're gonna come back with another one, y'all. But thank y'all for this week. We really appreciate it. My last word is, like I said, if you can get help, if you need help, seek it. Yvette and Pam.
That's Yvette. I'm Pam. Don't be calling me
Pam,
Yvette. I'm sick of this.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Pam.
Now I just say that if it don't feel right, it ain't right. Don't let nobody harm you. And it ain't right. It ain't right.
True that. Yvette.
Yvette.
How you called to you?
I did that because you called to me.
Everybody forgetting my name, baby.
Oh, Lord.
Get the fuck out of here.
What I'm gonna say, this is what I'm gonna say. Walk away.
It's hard,
Walk
but you can do
away.
it.
Sometimes it's hard,
You can do it.
but it is people out there to help you. Okay?
They post
Don't
it.
think it's nobody never out there. Strangers will help you.
Yes.
Walk away. And my brothers and sisters that's out there killing each other, y'all need to stop it. Y'all need to stop it, because back in the day, people would get out there and fight with fists, shake hands, and go home.
At least you live.
Okay? And the loser took the loss, like a man or a woman. And the next day, y'all can still talk.
And the funny thing is, y'all became the best of friends eventually. If y'all rock like that, you know, some of my best friends we fought growing up, and now, like I said, we cool, you know, because it was the respect. Not today, y'all
I
just.
respect it. You respect the person that bust your ass.
It's
That's
a
it.
difference. It's a difference.
It's a difference today, but they need to stop. We need to stop. We need to come together. We're stronger together, and our money is powerful.
Better say it.
Can I put this up there?
We gonna put the number
The
up.
number for domestic violence is 1-800-799-SAFE, which is 7233. 1-800-799-7233 if you need help.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for this episode. We appreciate you guys. You know, those who decided to listen in. We're gonna see y'all next week. Peace.